the second week of July, and things are going pretty well with my hydroponic garden. Thanks to those who've been following me through this journey all spring and summer. And today we're going to be dealing with a little bit of unwieldy plants, which is something I thought would happen, where they would get so big that I would have to kind of, take some measures to separate them and keep them separate. And so I'm going to be doing that right now and showing you also what I've done so far. So the first place I noticed the plants getting a little unwieldy were these Brussels sprouts. And basically they were just getting too top heavy. So if you'll notice how this one, obviously the sun is coming from that way. So this one was going towards the sun, and you see it got thick at the top and a little bit smaller at the base. So it started to tip over. So what I did here is I just stabilized it with some rope or some string that I had from a different construction project. And I did that for 4 of the 8 Brussels sprouts. The other ones seem to be doing okay so far. So as you can see, I got a little slip knot here so I can tighten and loosen them. And they're a little bit bunched up against the tube, so I'm a little worried about that, but at least for now they're stable and they won't fall over. So that's 4 of the Brussels sprouts. Now with the tomatoes, this is what I was sort of trying to avoid, and it looks like I was not able to completely avoid. As you can see, this big one right here is leaning out towards the front, and my goal, and which I did accomplish and successfully in a lot of ways, was to have everything go up and over the crossbar as like a trestle. And as in previous videos, I showed you how I kind of used some twine to keep them in place. And so, and as you can see, we got some really nice tomatoes. Unfortunately with this, and these are hiding here, they're really starting to come out as I was hoping. Now, what to do with this one though, because this is part of one of the middle ones that goes up and over, but this large branch is well into the yard and it's got some tomatoes and some flowers, so I don't want to just get rid of it. Now I did get rid of, I did cut off a lot of these kind of shorter stalks in front to kind of go with my theme of getting everything, instead of going out, to go up and over. So that worked there, but I just have these couple here. And so the question is, do I cut like this one off? How do I kind of manage this big one here? Now I have the same problem that could come up with these ones up top, but at least they're at the top, and hopefully as they grow, because these are now, good 8 feet high off the ground. And so they're going up and they're starting to creep over this way. So I've got to figure out what to do there. But the biggest one is this big branch here, and it's coming all the way down. And again, I don't want to kill the tomatoes that are on there or that are about to flower. So this is the big one. I got to figure out what to do here. And then as you can see, the rest of them are sort of getting a little unwieldy too. This one's got a huge branch out in front. And I know it's hard to see because there's so much going on there, but this one in here, you see this branch goes in the front when it needs to go back. So I don't know if that was just not good pruning in the early days on my part, or it's just the way it happened. So between those two and this one, I've got a lot of fruit coming over towards the front, which is what I wanted to avoid. So I'm going to work on that, and I'll figure out a solution in the next video. In the meantime, my cukes are doing excellent. You can see this one. I think I'm going to cut this one. This one's got to be a foot long. I mean, I can't even see the bottom of it. And it did plump up nicely, and it's firm. It's a little, so I think I'm going to cut this one today. And I've got several other really good ones going here. So these might be ready to harvest pretty soon. The peppers are starting to come out a little bit here. You see some fruit at the top. This one's flowering, so hopefully that one will turn into some veggies, some peppers soon. So those are coming along nicely. Oh, and then look, my first broccoli. Now, honestly, this is the first time I'm seeing this. So my first head of broccoli is coming up here. So that's really exciting. I don't know, I'll have to research this, if it's just one big head that comes out of each plant or if there's more. But that one is starting to have an actual broccoli column there. This one not quite yet, and then these two over here, these three not quite yet either, and these are falling down too. So I am dealing a little bit with some unwieldy plants, but the lettuce is still going strong. And as we go around the back just to check out some more of the cukes, the cukes are just going crazy. Again, there's the back of that huge one. I've got several, so it looks like 2, 4, 6 huge ones and some little ones everywhere. So we're doing pretty good. And then as we get back here at the tomatoes, you know, most of them are doing what we want, which is coming over the top, getting a little unwieldy. The good news is they do get tangled, but they're easy to kind of separate. So I'm doing good here. And as these come down and flower, you know, we're gonna just have a lot of tomatoes, and we're gonna have to figure out how to deal with them coming up and over. But overall, I'm pretty happy. Just secured my Brussels sprouts, as well as working on pruning the tomatoes, and I'll probably clip this cucumber tonight and hopefully eat it, and I'll report on how it tastes. Now, I do have one piece of bad news. My edamame that was doing so well, you'll see all the edamame pods on the ground, so some critter must have gotten in here, and I'm a little frustrated because we've had the critter problem before, which is why we created the gate, the plastic with also the chicken wire, because they do chew through the plastic. So this setup has worked pretty well over the years, so I'm not sure why now how the bunnies got in. And so nothing else has been eaten, but we did lose a bunch of edamame, so I guess that maybe that proves that the hydroponics is working or is better than the traditional soil gardening. And after I recorded that latest video, as you can see, I had a lot of fun cutting down my cucumbers and measuring them to show off just how big they are. And as you can tell, I'm very happy with my yield. Now here's a bonus video from later in July. Here's a late July update on my broccoli plants. So I've got this one beautiful broccoli plant with a nice head. It's not like a huge stalk like you see at the supermarket, but it's pretty big. And because they're tightly bunched, I'm gonna go ahead and pick them so they don't loosen up over time. So that's cool. That's one plant out of 4. Then I've got, or out of 5 actually. Then I've got this one. I'll zoom out. Wow, it's getting really crowded in here. This one right here is huge. It's very healthy, but no flower yet. And then over here, the ones that I did, that I propped up, they're still kind of all over the place. They're split into so many core stems or stalks that I'm not sure if it's all going to add up to actual broccoli from any of these. So these 3 that I did, you can see, are all kind of have multiple roots and multiple stalks going up. So we'll see about those 3, but the other 2 are really healthy, and I'm going to cut this one right now. As always, thank you for watching.